in ceremonies, church services, temple services, are the shining examples, right? And then what you eat at home regularly are the things that are okay, maybe not perfect, but constitute this marriageable group. So, what are acceptable foods? Fish with fin and scales. What's an unacceptable water animal? Yeah, no fin, no scale. Makes it easy, huh? So here's where that structuralism is, you know. Yes, no. No, it doesn't follow this set of things. Animals of the air that fly or hop, but aren't carrion, you know, aren't predators. So most kinds of birds. And for land animals, ones with both of those things. They chew cud and they have parted hooves. So, that'd be great. And then, what are these things that are used in services, in ceremonies, in rituals of different kinds? For air animals that fly and hop, turtle doves, pigeons, you know, certain kinds of birds, particularly. What's your impression of what a turtle dove is? You know, have y'all been around doves, or what are they like compared to a chicken? Anybody been around them? They're like calm. Yeah, calm, sort of pleasant. Make a very nice sort of cooing sound. Of domesticated animals, the firstborn is the one that's used, and so again, this is harkening back to these kinship rules within Jewish tradition. And then she makes this whole point about unblemished, perfect examples are this symbol of an uncorrupted lineage. Perfect, you know. Nobody's dallied in places they shouldn't have. So, she makes those arguments. So here's some examples. And again, you can see where she gets inspiration about structuralism. Yeah.
Wait, so what was unblemished?
The animal, like the animals that are used as in sacrifices, they'd be the firstborn. So the firstborn calf and a very like perfect looking calf. You wouldn't have one that was kind of I don't know, misshapen or anything like that. It wouldn't be proper for them. And so, the right foods eaten at the right time and in the right order are very important for, you know, most ceremonies. And the Seder is a great example of that. And it goes not even, so she pushes this even farther, and you can probably think about other examples too, where it's not just the particular foods, but how they're prepared. So it's not enough just to have a beautiful firstborn calf, but you have to have separation that's key. So you never eat the milk and the meat together. Why is that? Why can't you have, that means you can't have veal parmesan, right? If you're Jewish, if you're Orthodox Jewish. Why is that? What kinship rule is that breaking?
It's not like she said, like the body.
Yeah, the meat's from the body and yeah, and the milk is from the milk. So it's like you're eating the mother and child together. Oh, that's horrifying. And again, here, you know, this it's showing respect for the motherhood, that product of the milk, whatever it is, whatever form it's in. So it can be a cream sauce. It doesn't have to be cheese. And then the blood and the meat are supposed to be separate too. So you don't. And the idea is that the blood is supposed to be the offering, And again, that's the lineage and the heritage, and it's like a sacrifice. It's like recreating that sacrifice every time. So these kosher meats that you see in the grocery stores or that you might consume are part of that idea of pure, morally pure food that you can consume. And she links it very much to sexual, like making the next generation is linked to blood. Yeah.
So when you see like kosher meat in the store, that's saying like whatever like company like to slaughter the animals or whatever they offer the blood. Like, so you know,
that they that's part of the deal. Is first that it's separate, that it's been drained of blood, because a lot of meat isn't very thoroughly, and then so it's been let to bleed for a while, drain that out, and then that the blood's used properly too. Yeah, it's disposed of or used in some other way. And so the marriage rules that they do have this endogamy, rule of endogamy generally, that you're supposed to marry within the group. And so that's where all these issues about creating very clear boundaries of who should be in, who should be out, what you can consume, and what you can't, all are variations on that same thing. It's the same sort of process going on. So think of that when you go, eat your lunch. What are you choosing? What are you rejecting? And I want to move from that. So that sort of anthropological idea of what are we choosing to consume? And I think all those colonial recipes and the changes that you see in it, a lot of those sorts of, they're applying their own rules. The French are applying their own rules. And it's not just how it is in your mouth, but what it means to have those flavors together. And I see that as very much a colonial sort of endeavor, because you're incorporating this new thing, cacao, in a way that's acceptable or not. Okay, the Robinson book, I loved this whole section looking, and whatever sort of your topic is, you'll be able to find ads about it somewhere at some point in time. And it's a great idea, and that'll be part of the next Food Muse, is to get some of these popular images and think about what these are showing us. So, what do you see going on with, the food and sex thing is going on, continuing, how we form relationships. What do you see going on in this image? Have you ever gotten a Whitman sampler as a gift? No.
Like a box of chocolates.
Yeah? Not like all the different little funny flavors. I'm the youngest of 8, and my parents would give this big box of Whitman samplers. My brothers would go through and poke each one to see what was in the middle of it. And I'd usually end up with all the fruit ones because they didn't like them. But anyway, it's what's going on? So down here's this variety, and there are all these different, you can see, what tells you that there are different flavors here?
Colors.
The colors. What else? Yeah, they're separate. It's about, Mary Douglas would love this. What are the, what are those different compartments? What are in them? So it's all part of one thing, but they're also, very highly segregated. Okay, what else is going on in this?
I was saying, like, if you bring this chocolate home to your girl, she's gonna be excited. And like, so you should get chocolate for your girl. It says a woman never forgets the man who remembers. So it's like, you get chocolate for your woman. Like, it was the deal. You're basically married.
Yeah. She's got to do something to show her. And so, and Robinson goes into some of this too. It's this portrayed as this catalyst, because does she greet him every time like this?
Only when you have chocolate.
Yes. You gotta bring the chocolate and then I'll hug you, even though you're back for more. What else do you see? What else do you notice about this?
Looks like she's been cooking something up or cleaning with her heels on. She's
Oh,
wearing her
yes.
apron.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Go ahead.
This was like the 50s, right?
Yeah.
So that means a woman's job was to stay in the house and clean.
Yeah, so it's these rules of domesticity. This is what she should be doing. And not only should she be cooking and cleaning, but she looks like $1 million. I mean, beautiful dress, the pristine sort of looking apron. She can do it without, she's not grungy. She doesn't have like smears on her, and she's not in her tennis shoes or Crocs or whatever. She's got a heel. I like those shoes actually. A youthful sentiment. You can't read this. There's a youthful sentiment and charm associated with a package of Whitman's. Is that youthful sentiment and charm? No. It's something way more than that they're looking at here. So in this case, it's selling domesticity, sex, and also a certain degree of patriotism, right? So she's loving him because she's. Here's some other examples. Here's another example, and first of all, yeah, this one. Okay, what are some of the contrasts between these? God, that's a lot of chocolate. What are some contrasts between these two?
One depicts more like royalty, being upper class. The other kind of depicts being patriotism, being an everyday person, just chocolate. The other one is like I said, it amounts to maintenance because they're here, so it's a higher class of something you should give somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think the second one portrays like an everyday person getting chocolate. He's clearly like in the war. Like chocolate does something to make you fight better in the war.
Right. I think that's a great point. It's a fighting food. This is not like vanilla pudding. This is this is something that's gonna give you that fire in your belly. Yeah.
I feel like the one on the right is more like, seems like reliable, like you could keep this with you at the war and have a little snack or a treat. And then that one's talking about like it's made today, it's pure, like it just seems like fresher, like better quality chocolate, even though it's still like, I mean that aspect seems to be like overriding the fact that he is in a uniform, like they don't really care about that. They're just trying to sell the chocolate, and this is
Anything else? Yeah.
It's like if you're buying chocolate, like you're helping support the Trump soda.
Absolutely.
So it's like, oh, I'm buying this, like it's like support.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
The one on the left seems like really far removed from any kind of struggle or conflict. It's like you can see the image of the soldier in smoke, and he's like telling her a story of his experience in the war. The tissue paper in the box just reminds me of like expensive things. But then on the right you have this like rugged dude in the middle of combat with like what appears to be maybe a hard aluminum case on the bottom right.
Yeah, they came in tins. The cocoa would come in tins like that.
It's not like a luxury item. It's something like somebody else might just lug around with you.
Yeah, that sustains you.
Did they come out at the same time?
They were about the same time period. Yeah. I think this is actually maybe World War I, and this is World War II.
Also, I feel like with the little chart talking about like comparative energy values, like it's trying to make it seem like if you eat this chocolate, it'll be super strong, and it's just like, oh.
This is scientific.
Treat,
Yeah. And did you ever hear that? Okay.
Thinking about it.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know if this is even like relevant, but I feel like it's sort of pandering to gender stereotypes too.
Completely. And you want to say another word about that? How so?
Well, like the one on the right is, I feel like it's very stereotypically like manly, and like I don't know, like I feel like they're trying to like get like young boys who maybe like weren't like involved in the war effort, like already away, be like, oh, like this is for soldiers, and like
Yeah.
I can, you know, like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clearly, there's something like going on with like the prestige people, the fancy people who have more class and more money can spend all this money on chocolate, and it'll be a luxury. But on the plus side, it's helping the poor.
That, so definitely there's this, and I think what you see here too is a transition that Robinson talks about between portraying ideas of domestic bliss, sexual bliss, and really sort of gendering it like that chocolate is going to make women especially.
I like how it's underlined.
I know.
Herb.
So what is this emphasizing in relationships? I mean, yeah.
It seems like before they were trying to appeal to men who were like pursuing a woman,
Mhm.
and this one seems like for women to get the attention of their husbands who are kind of not paying
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah. So get the fire in his something. Through his belly. And it has a recipe, you've got everything there. All you have to do is go out and buy the chocolate, right? And there you, and I love this, cartoon strip. And again, it's these images of middle class domestic bliss. So who have we not, what social groups have we not really seen?
Lower class.
Yeah.
Exactly. So very, very white, very middle class, very narrow. And in fact, I had a little bit of trouble. If you just Google, because I was trying to pull different sorts of images, very, very repetitive. And across, like the Australian examples, French examples, it doesn't matter. They're all, very consistent. The one that was a little bit different, I love this one. It's Spanish. And what it says, antes de tomar el chocolate de Lopez. So this is Lopez chocolate. So what are they? Muy flaca. Yeah. And then this, después de tomar el chocolate de Lopez, una vez, one time, they're fat. Like boom, it hits you, yeah. And then los que toman dos veces al día chocolate, twice a day. Twice a day. So it suits you best with regular everyday. This is Spanish logic, totally. One time it'll mess you up, you got to do it every day, a couple times a day. What is that saying? You take the content of what this lecture was about and how, how you're supposed to manage your relations.
I also put this into a sandwich and just like.
No, don't make a s'mores out of it.
What?
You're supposed to. Okay, so we better do that real quick. So first, take just the sugar cube.
We forgot.
I don't have another chocolate.
Huh?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
still
okay.
passing.
You're still passing. And where's the? Here it was. So for those of you who have the sugar, go ahead and execute the second. Just the sugar. Just take it. Yeah, you can take it.
Just take it.
Yeah, the whole thing in your mouth.
The whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Sugar?
So you get that
Oh.
total. So what do you taste?
Just eat the sugar.
Yeah, just eat it.
Are we still supposed to be eating whole sugar?
Yes. Whole sugar.
Unhealthy.
This is for, it's a point. It's only 1 cube, so it's really very
It's like candy without like coloring. So basically.
Uh-huh, yeah,
It's like
exactly.
those
What is it?
Russian candy buttons, you know?
Mhm.
That come on paper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So next, for contrast, not the Hershey bar, the other one. That's the 70% Bolivian cacao.
Well, it's only 70. Okay, that's not
It's 70%. Now, it has to be when the sugar's out of your mouth, but yeah, don't eat them together at the same time. Like, ideally, I'd have cups of water so you could sort of refresh. Now, what do you taste with that?
Really rich.
It's like a little bitter, but really not super bitter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 70 is not that bad.
I think it tasted better when we beat the sugar cube first. It's like it has like the sugar like mixed in with the bitterness. So
Yeah.
it made it, like, so
Yeah,
bitter.
it evens it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one, I meant to grab a bar that didn't have nibs in it. This one has nibs, because it's going to give you that hit of bitter more than I intended. But it's 30% sugar. It's cane sugar that she uses. Okay, now the last one is Hershey's. Once your mouth is sort of clear with any other flavor notes from the other besides
I think it's fruity.
fruity?
Probably a lot, like a cherry or
Mhm.
can't really
Yeah.
figure out
And then the
what's on it.
texture? Yeah, and then try the Hershey's.
Is that just plain milk chocolate?
Yeah, it's their special dark. So I was trying to get something sort of close to. So it's got a little higher cacao content than.
After eating that
Like
nice chocolate, the Hershey's bar just tastes like garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how it has a little bitter.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell that it was like Hershey's dark because I was trying to
So
go.
It tastes sweet,
Yeah.
much sweeter. What about the texture?
Creamy.
Yeah, very creamy. So, there's issues about soy lecithins and other sorts of emulsifiers and that process of crunching and creating a texture. Okay. Continue.
Start.
Yeah.
That's kind of gross.
What do you think?
In the 5th grade, we built these minor temples of sugar cubes. It's like a special
Yeah,
temple.
I'll stop out.
Is it a build temples on
Like little mini temples with minor temples on sugar. I eat a lot of sugar cubes.
I forgot what story this is from, and I forgot what story this is from, but there's like a movie where like there's like a big temple built made of chocolate or something.
Oh, Willy Wonka. Yeah,
Oh, that's a new one?